constitutional slot.
But will you still?
I think that's better. Well, right now we want to address the needs of the American.
Oh yeah.
I'm
gonna mute you, Bill.
Constitutional advisors tell me they're absurdly unconstitutional. But right now, our focus, and that's a parallel thing. Right now, the focus, the priority, has to be on, again, meeting the needs of the American people, sufficiently allocating resources to send children to school, not threatening schools that if they don't have actual attendance, they won't get the federal dollars.
So given
I'm on East servers, guys. I'm gonna do this on West servers, okay, guys?
I hope so. Look, we have a big difference.
But I'm just on East for now, bro. If the stream is liking, then I don't know, bro. Charlie Horse, bro. Look at the afro, man. I'm just He's eating the glizzy, man. He's eating the glizzy.
During the pandemic, we have tens of billions of dollars.
Oh yeah, try hard. $1.75. Paint piece. Bro.
So do they care? No,
I don't know. Lockdown.
Let's pray for those who are hungry. Let's pray harder for those who will not feed them. Then we go to.
He does not have no.
So Princeton Lab eviction lab says that we need.
I might have to leave, bro.
Millions of evictions.
So
let's go.
Going to study it. Right now, look at it.
Right. The New York governor is slamming the president's executive actions, calling
He's greening, bro, with his jump shot.
Battle with the pandemic, the Democratic governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, questioned the legality of the president's moves, criticizing the directive to force states to pay for more unemployment and not providing any funding for schools to reopen.
The concept of saying to states, you pay.
But they still ball hogging or something, man.
It's just laughable. The whole issue here was getting states funding, state and local funding. You can't now say to states who have no funding, and you have to pay 25% of the unemployment insurance cost. I mean, it's just there's no funding for schools that are now trying to reopen, and according to the White House, they want them to reopen. So they need legislation. It's the only way to do it.
I want to bring in Wes Moore, who is an entrepreneur and the CEO of the anti-poverty group, the Robin Hood Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm sure you've taken a look at the president's executive action. Theoretically, it would provide $300 in federal benefits to each person, but that person has to live in a state where the state requests it, and the state agrees to give $100 as well, so that the person would get an additional $400. I mean, is there anything realistic in your view about this?
No,
let's go.
That this is the administration
I would use my paint piece, bro, but that's too toxic. A lot of people, even though it's just 73.
We have the highest rates of unemployment since the Great Depression, the worst economy we have had in a century, and tens of millions of people whose livelihood are at risk right now, and a virus that's still recovering. This is a very real crisis that we're still in the middle of. And when you look at the executive orders, they're not commensurate and do not begin to address
sell out
crisis. And a part of the problem.
You guys see they're using
that it has a reliance on the state picking up a significant portion of the tab. I mean, New York alone, Governor Cuomo, who's talked about the inability for New York to do.
Bro, guard your man.
$1 billion budget shortfall over the next 2 years. States cannot print money. There is no Maryland dollars. The federal government is the federal government alone can increase liquidity into the markets. So to ask the states to take on this burden when the states are already going to have to spend the next 12 and 24 months just thinking about how to cut is unfair.
I want to talk to you about evictions. The moratorium on evictions that was put into place in the statute and the CARES Act originally when Congress and the White House first did act. When this pandemic started, that expired. The president announced that he was putting a freeze on that, but we know in looking at it, it only suggest that his various federal agencies look into doing that. It doesn't put a freeze on. I know you're in New York where the government has put a temporary freeze on, but what should Americans out there who are very concerned, and there are a whole lot of them, about being able to pay their rent and worried about being evicted know about the president's proposal?
Yeah. We don't have time to predict this. We know what's going to happen. We
I have no girlfriend.
We saw what was going to happen. And the truth is that there's about 23 million renters across the country right now who will not be able to pay next month's rent. 23 million people, close to 10% of our population. And this is also going to happen, by the way, when we're having schools getting ready to reopen. This is also going to happen at a time when we still have a virus, that we're asking people to socially distance. But what we're also going to do is put this extraordinary pressure on shelters and other places that are going to have to help. And we're also doing it at a time when we're going into the winter months. And so, this last round of federal aid that we had along with federal and state eviction moratorium, that wasn't just something that was important. That literally kept people alive. And so we don't need...
That was